This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 851, Freeing Yourself from Problems and Habits by Seeing That You're Already Free, by Dr. Amy Johnson with tinybuddha.com, and I'm your host and narrator, Justin Malik, reading to you every day to help you optimize your life. I have an article from Tiny Buddha today, but before we get to it, thank you to Molecule for sponsoring this episode. The last major innovation in air purification was in the 1940s with the invention of the HEPA filter. But Molecule introduces a breakthrough science that is finally capable of destroying air pollutants at a molecular level. And their technology was backed by the EPA too. For $75 off your first order, visit molecule.com. That's MOLEKULE.com. And at checkout, enter the code OLD. For now, let's get right to today's post and start optimizing your life. Freeing Yourself from Problems and Habits by Seeing That You're Already Free, by Dr. Amy Johnson with tinybuddha.com. Quote, letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness. If in our heart we still cling to anything, anger, anxiety, or possessions, we cannot be free. Thich Nhat Hanh. Imagine there's a river running through you. Your entire experience of life flows through you down that river. Everything you think, feel, and do passes through, powered by the current of the river. Your emotions, your opinions, your sense of identity, your habits, diagnoses, and choices, they aren't still or solid sitting somewhere. They are brought to life, felt, and then they drift away. They're in constant motion, naturally replaced with a revolving stream of new experience. You aren't responsible for what flows down the river. The particular thoughts and feelings that show up aren't yours. You didn't put them there, and in most cases, you didn't choose them. They are simply part of the flow of life. Your thoughts and feelings don't come from the world outside the river. They can't. What flows down the river is born of the river. What that means in human terms, since this is a metaphor for how human life works after all, is that what you feel originates within you. Life out there, your relationships, job, body, health, or any circumstance at all, cannot create or dictate your experience. Your experience begins and ends within you. You, what you call me, are not the contents of the river. You are what remains when all has passed through. The contents of the river are in perpetual flux. You are what never changes. It's an incredible design. Can you get a feel for who you are, for the fleeting and safe nature of your experience? You are awareness of life itself. The things you witness don't stick. This means there is nothing to avoid, fear, change, or chase away. The current takes care of that for you, endlessly updating your experience in each and every moment. If this is an accurate metaphor for human life, why do we feel so stuck at times? Why does our experience look so repetitive, and why do our issues appear to linger and weigh us down? It's simple. We misunderstand the design. No one told you life worked this way, so you identify with and latch onto what flows down the river. You say things like, I had this thought. I don't like this feeling. I should be different. I can't believe I did or said or thought or felt that. It's happening within you after all. You, like all people, miss the fact that your experience isn't you. It isn't serious. It's life taking temporary form, expressing itself through you, then flowing downstream, making way for new and different temporary expressions. Your well-being and your essential nature are ultimately unaffected by what washes over you. But when you don't realize that, you innocently get in the way of the natural flow. We all do. When what's flowing through you looks personal and stable, of course, you try to fix or change it. You jump in the river that is flowing and recycling perfectly on its own. You stand in the flow with your bucket, scooping up water that was trying to flow downstream. You carry that bucket around, showing everyone proof of your problems. See, you say, it's right here in my bucket. You replay what you did yesterday and fixate on fears and worries about what will happen tomorrow. When it looks like life out there can hurt us, or like what flows through us can hurt us, we're filled with anxiety about what might show up next. Then we wonder why change feels so hard. There must be a problem with me, we conclude. We're broken. There is a problem in our design. But make no mistake, you and the design of life are perfect. The only problem is your innocent misunderstanding of the source of your experience, the innocent misunderstanding shared with virtually everyone on Earth of how the river operates. Seeing through these misunderstandings changes everything. When people catch a glimpse of the resilient, health-affirming design of life, they uncover the well-being that has always been there. It no longer makes sense to say that you have a habit, trait, or issue. You experience thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, but they don't have to linger or leave a mark. They aren't personal. When I was caught up in bulimia several years ago, binging and purging, I was furiously treading water in that river, furiously because that looked like the only way to survive. Everything looked important, personal, and meaningful. What I ate, when I ate, how life appeared within and around me. I was trying to keep from drowning in my own anxieties and destructive habits. Flailing about, trying to force change in my thoughts, feelings, and behaviors was all I knew to do. I didn't realize that life as I knew it was being created within me, moment to moment. Life wasn't happening to me. I wasn't feeling the effect of my past or my weight or some mental flaw I possessed. I didn't realize it was possible to watch the river from its banks, that my experience didn't brand me with diagnoses and labels that meant something deep or stable about me. Labels and diagnoses describe some of the thoughts and behaviors we experience at a particular point in time from particular states of mind. They describe the contents of any given bucket of water taken from the river. This one is murky. This one is clear. Those are labels that describe the water in a bucket in one given moment. They don't describe water or the river as a whole. They are a snapshot. Obsessed about food today, felt peaceful and wise, felt scared and hopeless. Those are natural, impersonal, human snapshots of experience that we innocently take way too seriously. We label ourselves with what's moving through us, but if it's moving through, how much sense do those labels really make? Fresh, new water is always coming. We simply need to look upstream rather than downstream to see that there is nothing to fix. As I explored this river and how human experience really works, I noticed one day that life felt lighter. I was no longer carrying buckets around. I became naturally less tangled in the flow of life. The past, whether it's 5 years or 5 seconds ago, does not exist. It's amazing how much easier life flows when you aren't taking stock of the past or preparing for the future, when you aren't trying to control or change what shows up. There is enormous hope for everyone. Our incredible design ensures it. Anything that burdens you can wash away to reveal the health and well-being that is within you right now. You just listened to the post titled Freeing Yourself from Problems and Habits by Seeing That You're Already Free by Dr. Amy Johnson with tinybuddha.com. And thank you to Molecule again for their support. The last major innovation in air purification was in the 1940s with the invention of the HEPA filter, but Molecule introduces a breakthrough science that is finally capable of destroying air pollutants at a molecular level. Their technology was backed by the EPA and extensively tested by third-party laboratories like the University of Minnesota Particle Calibration Laboratory and the University of South Florida Center for Biological Defense. Molecule's technology has been personally effective and verified by science, but most importantly, it's been tested by real people. Molecule has already helped allergy and asthma sufferers around the country better cope with their conditions and significantly reduce their symptoms. One customer even said that she was able to breathe through her nose for the first time in 15 years. So for $75 off your order, visit molekulE.com, that's molecule.com with a K, and at checkout enter OLD. Again, that's molecule.com with a K, and you can get $75 off with the discount code OLD. And really quick, Dr. Amy Johnson is the author of several books. She's also the creator of The Little School of Big Change, which is an online school that helps people find lasting freedom from habits and anxiety. You can find more information about her at dramyjohnson.com. And that'll do it for today. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in tomorrow's show, where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.